So, sage Vasishta heard from Adrishyavati that she is currently carrying a baby in her stomach. So he felt very happy and he is relieved. He doesn't. So he stopped trying to give up his life. And Parashara, the name of Parashara Maharishi. What is the meaning of the name Parashara? Parasu Saha. Parasuhu Saha means the one who stopped, one
Did
who
you say
saved.
the one who saved the life of someone?
Yeah, the one who, one who saved the life of the other who's trying to kill himself, right? So that is one meaning. The other meaning is Paran Asrunatiti Parashaha Parasharaha. Paran Asrunatiti Parasharaha means the one who can defeat the one who can defeat with his words of others who are trying to give wrong meanings to the scriptures. All the other philosophers who are trying to give wrong meanings to the scriptures, he can nicely defend by with his words, not with his strength, with his words. Okay, so that is Parashara. So Parashara, he is in the stomach of, in the womb of Adrishyavati, in his mother's womb, for several hundreds of years, and he learned from all the Vedas and scriptures in the womb itself. And he started calling, he started asking his mom Vasishta, and they are all are walking. So when Vasishta is walking, so usually sages, when they walk, they don't just walk simply. They keep chanting. They do adhyanam, chanting Vedas or something. And the Parashara, right? He is from the womb only. He is repeating all those things that the sage Vasishta is saying. Are you understanding? So, and he started calling Vasishta as Tata. Tata means father. He thought maybe the one who is chanting the Veda is his father. Then Adrishyavati said to his kid, hey, don't call him as your father. He's your grandfather. Then he asked, oh, is it? Then where is my father? She told that his father is killed. Shakti. His father is Shakti. He is the son of Vasishta. He got killed by a Kritya, a Rakshasa, a demon. And listening to that, the baby who is in the womb of Adrishyavati, um, he became very angry. He became very furious. And after he came out, he started saying to Vasishta, to his grandfather, I want to kill all the Rakshasas immediately. I don't want to, I don't want to spare anybody. Please help me doing the yaga. And he started, he's uncontrollable. He has a lot of anger. And he wanted to kill all the Rakshasas. Earlier, um, Janmejaya, if you all remember the Janmejaya king, he's the son of, he's the son of who? Parikshit Maharaja, Janmejaya. After he heard that Parikshit was killed by a snake, how was Parikshit killed? He get a curse that the Takshaka snake will come and kill Parikshit. You all remember that one? In Bhagavatam, Parikshit is the grandson of Arjuna. He's the son of Abhimanyu and grandson of Arjuna, directly blessed by Lord Krishna. So he got cursed. He got killed by a snake, Takshaka. His son, who heard about his father's death, he tried to do a big Satra Yagam where I'll kill all the snakes. There will be no more snakes left in the world, in this universe. He did big Yagam, and all the snakes came and fall in that Yagam, in the Agnihotram, and they died. Like that only, sage Parashara, he said, let me do a Yagam. All the demons, wherever they are in this world, they'll come and fall in this Agnihotra and they'll die. And he started doing a furious Yagam. Okay, who? Parashara, as soon as he's born. So he started doing this. And all the Rakshasas, they started coming, falling in the Agnihotram, and they started dying. They became ashes. They turned ashes. Every day, so many Rakshasas used to come and fall, and they used to become ashes. So, looking at this, Vasishta's anger has gone. He is no longer having that anger, but he is helping Parashara. And he wanted to slowly pacify Parashara. That's fine. Whatever has happened. Let us not focus on that. So he's trying to say, don't be angry. Don't carry your anger forever. That is not good. Trying to continue your anger and having a vengeance, trying to take vengeance, that is not a good attitude. Who's somebody joined? Oh, yeah, mute yourself. Yeah. So trying to have an attitude of taking vengeance, that is taking revenge, that is not a quality of good people. Don't be anger always. Anger is not good for you. Let me tell you a story, Parashara. Please hear to what I'm trying to say. And Sage Vasishta started telling a story about Auruvu. Auruvu. Everybody say Auruvu. Everybody say
Auruvu.
Okay. Now who is telling a story to whom? Sage
Vasishta Maharshi to Parashara Maharshi.
Good. Yeah. So there used to be kings in Krutavirya. In the Krutavirya Vamsham, there are several kings. And for these Krutavirya kings in the lineage of Krutavirya, the kings in the lineage of Krutavirya, their sage, their Purohit, their main Purohit, Asthana Purohit for their kingdom is Bhrugu Maharshi. Who? The sages in the Bhrugu Vamsham. Yeah, Bhrugu Maharshi and the sages in the Bhrugu Vamsham, in the Bhrugu lineage. Okay, so
isn't Bhrugu Maharshi the one that like gave the Chinna for Lord Simanarayana on the chest?
Yeah. Exactly. So the sages who came from the lineage of Bhrugu Vamsham, so they are the Purohits for Krutavirya, the kings who are in the lineage of Krutavirya. Okay. And they used to very nicely take care of their Purohit, their Asthana Purohit, that is the sages. And they gave a lot of wealth. All the kings gave a lot of wealth to the sages to make sure they don't have any problem in their survival, or in raising their kids or anything like that. So in all those things. So they used to give a lot of wealth to the sages. Once once their kingdom was hit by a big famine and drought, like they don't have any more wealth. any more money to rule the kingdom. They don't have any more money to rule the kingdom. Everything, they were hit by a great disaster. All the king at that time. So they started trying to see how should we get back the wealth, how should we acquire the wealth so that we can take care, we can get some money and take care of the kingdom. So they are trying to think. So they thought, hey, we gave a lot of wealth to the sages. We gave a lot of wealth to the sages. Let us ask that back and take it. Once you give something, you should not take it back. That is a sin, right? So then they thought, oh, if we go and ask, will they give? No, they will not give. If we go and ask, they will not give. So what should we do? We'll nicely beat them, and if they and even kill them and take back the money. That's what they decided. And they went to the kingdom and nicely they bet everybody. Uh, they they try to kill those who are opposing, and they started taking all the wealth, whatever they gave. And they're also not sparing any woman also. If any woman is pregnant, because they thought maybe if we leave the pregnant woman, maybe the the next sages who are being born, they might curse us. So let us completely kill everybody. Let us not spare anybody. See how cruel, evil decisions that the king has taken. So they try to, whoever is pregnant, they try to kill the baby also. So like that, they started doing a big, very cruel activity at that time. So there is one, there is a sage, Chavana Maharishi. He's under in that ashramam also. Chavana Maharishi's wife is in that ashram at that point of time. Chavana Maharishi's wife, she was pregnant at that time. And she understood that these guys are coming to kill. So Chavana Maharishi is not a normal ordinary sage, very, very powerful sage. So his wife, because of the Patipratya Mahatmyam, the great austerity, because of her great austerity, she was able to transform the pindam, or the pregnancy to her thigh. She moved her pregnancy to her thigh with her austerity, with her power. Okay, she moved that pindam to her thigh. So when the soldiers came, they didn't find her pregnant, so they left her. Okay, and she slowly left that place and she went to a safer place. She gave birth to a kid, and that kid is called as the kid's name is Auruvu. Auruvu, because in Sanskrit, I'll tell. In Sanskrit, the thighs are called as Uru. Uru. In Sanskrit, the thighs are called as Uruvu. Uru. Okay. Since the kid is born from the thigh of Chavana Maharishi's wife, he's called as Auruvu. Auruvu. Everybody say once, Auruvu.
Auruhu.
Auruvu. So, and now the kid, the Bala Rishi, that is Auruvu, he asked, where is his father? What happened? What happened to the sages, other sages? So he asked why he was born from her thigh. So her mother told that so and so kings, they came, they tried to kill. So he understood. The boy, Auruvu, the sage Auruvu, he understood that these kings have tried to kill him when in the womb itself. So he became very angry, became very furious, and started doing a yajna. He said, let me kill all these kings. Okay, let me kill all these kings. So he started doing a yajna to kill these kings. Immediately,
Didn't the same thing happen with the snakes and the demons?
correct. Yeah, yeah. Let us see. This is again a flashback story that Vasishta, sage Vasishta, is telling to Parashara. So hold on until this part completes, this charitram completes. So he started doing yajna. Now, during the yajna, all the sages who are killed in that ashramam, right? In that ashramam premises, so many sages were killed by those Krutavirya kings, the kings from that Krutavirya lineage, right? These sages came from the Pitrulokam to the place where Auruvu is doing the yagam. Are you all with me so far? So they came and they said, hey, Auruvu, don't be furious, don't be angry. There is no fault of the kings. Leave them alone. Stop doing this yagam to kill them. There is no fault of the kings. Then they are surprised. The Auruvu, the sage Auruvu is surprised. Why are you guys saying like this? Then they said, the sages who came from the Pitrulokam, they said, we want to leave this body we want to leave this body and go back to Parandhamam. We do not want to live anymore. We wanted to do the penance, and after that we just want to leave the body and we want to go to the Parandhamam. And so we prayed Lord Sri Mahavishnu to, because just to give up our own life is a sin. Giving up our own life is a sin. So there should be some reason for the body to be to leave the body. So we asked Lord Mahavishnu to take us from this earth and and take us to the Parandhamam. Then that is the reason. Um, because of that, so that is a reason we got such and such situation where the king killed us. So we are happy. We don't want to live. Okay, so it's not because of the king that is cruel. That is how he was done, maybe because of the because to get this situation and to make us be killed. So he explained it in that way to the sage Auruvu. And they consoled, they pacified Auruvu and they said, leave this yajnam, that is fine, please don't kill anybody. And they pacified Auruvu. After that, Auruvu had a lot of anger. He stopped doing the yajna, but he had a lot of anger in him. And they said, go, leave your anger. The sages told Auruvu, leave your anger. So Auruvu left his anger in the oceans. He had a lot of anger. He left all his anger in the ocean, in the beneath of the ocean. That is called as, that the anger that he left in the ocean is called as Badabhagni. What is it called? Badabhagni. Badabhagni. Okay. It is called as Badabhagni. It's a very powerful fire, and he kept it in the ocean.
Is a
Is that why the ocean's like bottom is supposed to be like 300, 400 degrees in temperature?
Yeah, yeah.
So
So that's
so that,
Badabhagni.
so that means like the fire's still like down in the ocean.
Yeah, it is in the oceans.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that is called Badabhagni. And this story was narrated by Vasishta Maharishi to sage Parashara. He said, see how Auruvu left his anger. He listened to the elders. Listening to elders is very, very important. So that is how he listened to the elders and started being a good person. So I request you also to leave your anger. Please leave your anger, Parashara. The anger is not good for you. So Parashara Maharishi, he became convinced and he didn't want to override his grandfather's request, that is to leave the anger. So he stopped doing that yajna, the satram, where and he stopped doing the satram so that the Rakshasas will be left alone. After he stopped the yagam, Pulastya Brahma. Pulastya is also a Brahma Manasa Putra. He is also the son of Brahma, Brahma Manasa Putra. Just like Vasishta, Vasishta is a Brahma Manasa Putra. Pulastya also is a great sage. He is also a Brahma Manasa Putra. And he is the head for all the Rakshasas. He is the head for all the Rakshasas. So he came and he felt very happy. He said, hey Parashara, you left all the Rakshasas. You left them. Instead of killing them, you left them. You listened to your grandfather Vasishta and left them. I'm very happy with that thing that you did. Even though you killed few Rakshasas, at least now you stopped that. I'm happy with that. I'm going to give you a boon. I'm going to give you a boon. You will understand all the Shastras. You will understand all the scriptures. Okay? And you will write, you will be the Srishtikarta for the Purana. Okay? And Vasishta also will give a boon because he listened to his words. You will nicely understand the Tattvam as it is. You'll understand the essence of all the Shastras very clearly, very nicely. Okay? And Parashara Maharishi, he has a lot of anger, right? He left all his anger in mountains. Where? Where did he leave his anger? In mountains. So
First,
that
so first it was oceans and now it's mountains.
correct. Auruvu left his anger in oceans, that is Badabhagni, inside the ocean. And Sage Parashara left his anger in mountains. And obviously, you know why volcanoes are there.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that? I didn't hear you when you said. That's why volcanoes. Oh.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So that is the reason we have so many volcanoes, which has so much lava erupting, which it has so much fire, right? That is all that is the anger of Parashara Maharishi. He left them. From then on, he's no more angry on anybody. He left his angerness. He's no more having anger. Okay?
What is that anger called?
One second. One second, just a second. Oh. All right. So where are we? So yeah, so that is how Parashara left his anger in mountains.
What is that anger called? Do you have a name?
I don't have a name here.
Okay.
But he left his anger in the mountains. Okay. So that is the reason even Ramanujacharya in his Vyakhyanams, he used to say, when he's talking about the sage Parashara Maharshi, he used to say, Pulastya Vasishta Varapradana Labdha Paramarthya Jnanavattaya. Pulastya Vasishta Varapradana Labdha Paramarthya Jnanavattaya. He's having the boon. He received the boon of the knowledge from Pulastya Maharishi, Vasishta Maharishi. Okay.
Your voice is broken.
Is everybody able to hear my voice? Okay. Next. You all remember Saudasa? Saudasa.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Yeah.
Saudasa.
Yeah.
Vasishta gave. Okay, please mute yourself. Vasishta gave the curse to Saudasa to become a Brahma Rakshasa. You all remember that part? So, because of the Brahma Rakshasa, both Saudasa and Madayanti, they are traveling in the forest. And because he is a Brahma Rakshasa now, he started eating humans. Brahma Rakshasa, that's what they eat. They don't eat vegetables, right? So he started eating humans. And once, when the sage and his wife are both traveling in the forest, he stopped the sage. He started trying to kill him and eat. The wife who is beside the sage, she stopped. She tried to plead on the feet of Saudasa to not kill. But Saudasa didn't, because he became a Brahma Rakshasa. He wants to only eat and satiate his hunger. So he killed the sage and he ate him. The wife who got separated by the sage, her husband, she gave a curse to this Brahma Rakshasa, that is Saudama, saying that any time, because you separated me from my husband, whenever you approach your wife, whenever you get close to your wife, you will be killed. Okay. And Saudasa, he started being roaming in the forest, and later slowly, when his and he when he tried to approach her wife, Madayanti told about she started reminding about the curse that he got. So they will not have any santanam, they will not have any kids for their life, because this guy cannot come approach her wife, so they will not have any kids. And sage Parasha and so Saudasa and Madayanti, since they are not having kids, they feel very sad. And Madayanti says, let us approach Vasishta. And when they encounter Vasishta, they will tell them that because of this happened and we are unable to get santanam. So Vasishta also, since he leaves his anger, he's not having that anger anymore in him. So he will also bless them to have kids. Okay, he will give them a boon to have santanam. So that is how even though great people, they get anger, they will not carry it for a long time. Throughout their life, they will not have. Good people, great noble people, they will get anger only to guide you in a proper way. Not for the selfish reasons, they will not get anger. Okay, to help, if there is a mistake that is happening, they'll get anger for, to rectify somebody or to correct something, but not for the selfish reasons. Or even if they get, they will not carry it forward for the entire life. They will forget it, they will leave it, they will move on. You should not keep that anger forever in your heart. What does it, how does this charitram, what will you learn from this? You should not carry the anger forever. Don't have that vengeance. Whenever you see that person, don't try to get anger. Sometimes something happened. Leave it and move on. Don't, okay? And okay. And the sage Parashara, this sage Parashara, after a few years, when he grows up, he will be a great sage, Maitreya, great sage called Maitreya. He will ask Parashara Maharishi, okay? He will ask Parashara Maharishi, he will ask few questions, very beautiful questions. And because Maitreya Paripapracha means wonderful questions that helps the world. Because of the questions that Maitreya asked, Parashara Maharishi tries to explain about them, and that became Vishnu Puranam. And that is how Vishnu Puranam was, that is how we are blessed with the Vishnu Puranam. Because when two great people meet each other, they don't talk about stupid things. They don't talk about others. They talk about Lord. They talk about some good things. And Maitreya asked wonderful questions. And because of that, Sage Parashara, he explained the Tattva. Okay? And that is how, the reason we got Maitreya, since he asked the questions, we got Vishnu Puranam. Similarly, since Shaunakadi Maharishis asked the questions to whom?
Sukadeva Swami.
Sukadeva. No. Sukadeva, Parikshit asked Sukadeva, and after that, Shaunakadi sages ask questions to Sukadeva's Sishya. That is, okay, I'm unable to remember that. But these Puranams were formed because of the questions that some great sages asked, and in response to that, they told all these things. Okay, all these are because of the questions only. Without a question, there are no scriptures. So we have to ask good questions at a good time and be patient in hearing the answers. Ramayanam is because the sage Valmiki asked a question to Narada, and Narada explained to Valmiki. The first slokam, tapasvadhyaya niratam tapasviva gvidambaram Naradam paripapracha Valmiki Ramunipungavam, right? He asked the questions to Narada. That is how Ramayana we got. So like that.
So ask questions at the right time, but they should be like smart questions about the topic.
They should be good questions. Yeah, with that questions, you will get, with the answers, you get a lot of information. Okay,
yeah,
that is the power of. Yeah.
I also heard that Ramayana, the Shivaji told to Parvati.
Yeah, he might have told it to Parvati also. Yeah.
Okay. But
because Shiva is a great devotee of Rama. He is a great devotee of Rama. He always talks about, he always meditates on Rama. it is possible that he told about the greatness of Rama Taraka Mantram to Parvati.
In Nepali version of the Ramayana.
You are in mute. You are in mute.
In Nepali version, Narada asks Brahmaji about Ramayana, and there comes a story about Shivaji telling the Ram story to the Parvati. That's how Ramayana.
Correct. So I'm not sure about where this Shiva told to Parvati Devi. It might be there, but basically Ramayanam is there in Brahma Lokam. Brahma told it to Narada. Okay. Okay. So the questions that Maitreya asked are, let us see the greatness of Parashara as told by Yamunacharya Swami. Tatvena yas chidi chit achit ishvara. He told about chit, achit, ishvara, tatsvabhava. So he told about the three entities. Chit, that is the soul, achit, nature, ishvara tattva. Bhogapavarga, tadupaya gatirudaraha. Bhogapavarga, all the pleasures, how one can get in this world, what they have to do in order to get, all kinds of pleasures, how one can, how one can fulfill their desires. These things are also told there. Apavarga, also not only to lead a good life on this earth, even after the soul leaves the body, in order to go to a good place and always be happy in the paralaukika, in the other place, in the other lokams where it has to go. About that also it was told. How one has to be, where one has to go, and how to, go to Sri Vaikuntham, how to, attain the lotus feet of Lord Sriman Narayana. That was also nicely told in Vishnu Puranam. Bhoga apavarga, bhoga apavarga, bhoga apavarga, gatirudaraha. Gati means the means to go there. Gatirudaraha, sandarshayam niramimita. I have seen a jewel. It's like a jewel in all the Puranas. Purana Ratnam. It's one of the rarest gem in all the Puranas. Wonderful Puranam. Tasmai namo munivaraya parasharaya. Okay. So that is the greatness of Parashara Maharishi. And he asked about the Paramatma Tattvam. Maitreya asked about Paramatma Tattvam, how this creation has occurred, and why is the creation like this, and where will this creation end? When the ending means, how will it be layam? Layam we say, how will it dissolve? How will it be dissolved? Who will dissolve it? And how are the Panchabhutas created? So the creation is from the Panchabhutas. Then how did the Panchabhutas get created? How did the mountains formed? How did the oceans manifest? How did the oceans get manifest? What are the measurement of time? How much time is this yugas? All the yugas, right? Kali Yugam, Dwapara Yugam, Treta Yugam. How much time is the Manvantaram? How much time is Brahma's age? So all these are again nicely told. And he asked all these questions in Vishnu Puran, Maitreya. And these were nicely answered by Sage Parashara. Understand? So this is the greatness of Sage Parashara and a small introduction about Vishnu Puranam.